there, I'm author Sarah A. Chrisman.
And I'm Gabriel Chrisman.
And today we're going to be discussing American Squab Culture by E.H. Eggleston from 1921. Now, the title of this book, Squab Culture, that is culture as in cultivation. It's really fun to imagine, culture with little pigeons and little demi-tasse cups. Well, actually,
yes.
like our kitties have,
right.
And just having tea. But no, this is culture as in cultivation, and it's an interest of ours. We raise pigeons ourselves. We raise them for meat. And yesterday we just went to a pigeon show. That was pretty fun.
Definitely. And we've gone for the last few years.
Yeah. I'll clip in some footage of us at the pigeon show and all the fun birds because we saw a lot of different birds there. Amazing varieties. Yeah, they were pretty cool. And we got to talk to a nice gal who raises her pigeons for show. And at the very end of the video, I will include our little talk with her. She shared some really fun information about her birds with us. But first, let's talk about the book. 1921, it's important to remember that date because this is just a few years after World War I, when you've had part of what was going on in the war that people don't remember quite as much anymore is that there was a lot of food insecurity throughout the world. And of course this was a bigger deal in Europe where the fighting was actually taking place, but it was still of major concern in America as well. And especially there was a lot of insecurity about meat supply. Now, an advantage of squabs is that they are highly nutritious. They're actually more nutritious than chicken by quite a lot. And they require less land. It's very easy to raise pigeons, and they are very good at taking care of their own young, which chickens
are not.
I mean, once in a while you're fortunate and you get a really good hen, especially if you get a breed that's a broody breed. But for the most part, if you're comparing pigeons to chickens, pigeons are much better parents. And so they were an easy way for people who didn't have a lot of land to raise their own meat.
Even in an urban situation. And some people would raise them to sell. They would raise them to earn money. And so this book is directed at both the people who are raising them for their own consumption and raising them for market. And also breeders who are raising them for other people who want to breed pigeons,
right.
Which is even more lucrative.
True. It's especially focused on the squab industry, so the pigeons for meat as opposed to pigeons for pets. And they're very clear at the start that this is a reference, not a novel. That this is not a book that you sit down and read cover to cover and then put it away and never look at it again. No, this is a book that you take down off your shelf when you want feed suggestions, when you want to know what you should be feeding your birds, and when you want to know what different nutrition you will get out of the different grains. If you are having trouble with predators, you'll take down this book and get suggestions on how to deal with that. If you're prepping them for market and you want to know when to butcher them, you take it down and refer to it for that. So this is a book that you come to again and again. You don't just read it once, stick it on the shelf, and forget about it. And there are a lot of books like that in the world, and I think that people are forgetting them, and people are losing a lot of potential information by not paying attention to reference books anymore. Because for me, honestly, unless you have milk, you don't need my coffee. I think it's very unfortunate that people don't have as many reference books anymore because they're such an important resource.
And they're really something that is fading out of people's knowledge, an authoritative source, something that you can actually trust to provide you with complete information on a subject.
Right.
And
the internet tried to push a lot of that out with the promise of more up-to-date information. But what went away with the internet is that trust in the information that you're finding.
And you don't need the most up-to-date information on how to raise pigeons.
No, you don't. They're not coming up with, dramatically new squab feeds that are radically different than all those in the past. I think if you tried to feed squab, modern processed foods, it wouldn't work so well.
No, I really don't think it would. Yeah.
And so this is something where you don't need anything that's really up to date. What you do need is something that's a complete reference that provides you all the information you need in one little volume where you don't have to go hunting around for it.
Right.
And this is perfect for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is one of the smallest reference books I have ever seen. Most reference books are much larger. That tells you that, honestly, this is a fairly simple thing to do to raise pigeons. And so they provide you information on all the different varieties of grit, how much salt a pigeon needs, how much water. It's really, really, I love this line, what to do with odd cocks.
Ah, yes. We all need to know what to do with odd cocks. It's very important.
It is very important. And so they provide you all the information you would need to be able to raise pigeons in just about any situation. And for us it was perfect because we were looking to be able to do this and to know what we needed to know. And this did a great job of explaining it to us.
Absolutely, and it is a great reference. I just love it. If you're getting into pigeon rearing, I highly recommend it. American Squab Culture by E.H. Eggleston. And it's a great little reference.
It's also particularly needed right now. This is something where not many people raise pigeons anymore, especially for meat. And the pigeon show that we went to yesterday, they're worried that it may be the last one.
I know. That was really sad. Just as we got there, the nice gal who you're going to see telling us about her pigeons, she was making a speech that this might be their last year because they haven't had enough interest to pay the entry fee at the location. They hold it at an exhibition center on the Iowa State Fairgrounds, and they just don't have the money anymore to keep paying for the rental fee for the location. And so they're looking for new locations, but they also just need more people to come.
And this is despite the fact that admission for the general public is free.
Yeah.
They've never charged for it, as far as I know. Even when they're sort of pressed for money to be able to do this, they want everyone to be able to come in and see what they're doing and see all the pigeons and be able to enjoy it. And I think that's really remarkable, actually.
Yeah, it's so generous of them. It's so generous of them.
But we're hopeful that they can find a new venue for the show, and they can find more people to get involved to help out and to provide volunteers set up and clean up and everything like that, because obviously we would love to continue to be able to go and attend the show and see all of that.
Yeah, it's just such a fascinating peek into this cool little world. I love seeing all the different pigeons. I mean, we raise them to eat, but it's fun to see the ones that people just raise because they're fun.
We do eventually want to have some homing pigeons.
Eventually I would love to have some homing pigeons, and we could have got some for a really good deal yesterday, but we didn't have anywhere to put them.
Right.
Because our loft is full, and we're going to need a separate one for the homing pigeons. But that's another thing. If you're looking to get into raising pigeons yourself, if you can go to a pigeon show, that is your best place to buy pigeons. There are certain places where you can get them through the mail, but shipping live birds is really expensive. If you can go to a pigeon show, you can often get the ones that did not win prizes will often go for pretty cheap. And the homers we saw yesterday that we would have loved to buy, but we just didn't have space for, they were crossbreeds. So, a pigeon got into the wrong cage and bred with a breed he shouldn't have. But they were still wonderful birds. The owner just couldn't show them because they were considered mongrels. And if you just want the birds and you don't necessarily need to show them, if you don't necessarily need a purebred, you can get the crossbreeds really cheap. Yeah. Really cheap. So, word to the wise. And
see a little peek into that pigeon show next, and I think you'll enjoy it.
So these are beautiful birds.
Thank you. So these are Modinas. They are, I tell people, imagine a chicken, shorter and rounder. You have a Modina. They are a fat, sassy, they're perpetually slightly grumpy. But I mean, I have calmer ones that he's just being grumpy.
And these are all yours?
These are mine. So this is the first one that hatched this year. I thought she was going to be pretty good. Hopefully she'll be pretty good. One of the better ones of this color I've raised that I'm not purposely breeding for this color. The color I'm wanting and working on. He's normally not so grumpy. Knock it on. So this is Magnani. Everybody else calls it almond. We like to be special. But you want 3 colors on each feather is the ideal that you shoot for. And so he has a nice base color is what you're also wanting. He has 2 fluffy of pantaloons, apparently. I don't mind his fluffy pantaloons. I think he's beautiful.
I think he's
maybe because
beautiful
I've
too.
been waiting 4 years for his preciousness. Because his mom's my favorite, and honestly, he's the spitting image of her, and also in his sass level. And then, like, this one has better tight fit. I know, look at you. So, another reason I love the Modena is there's 150 different colors you can have. So there's Modena, and then you have 2 subtypes. So these are Sketty, solid color, one like whole color, and then you have Gazzy, which have a dark head, dark wing shield, dark tail, and then a white body. And so between those 2, there's 150 different colors. And I like playing with factors. So the mag is a factor. This one carries indigo, which is a factor. I like bronze. And that can tie into the bronze, indigo, Gazzy, or the mag, and everything can tie together. Took me, I've been back in it as an adult 7 years, and took me 3 or 4 to figure out which colors I actually like to settle, because you're like a kid in a candy shop at first. You've got so many birds to pick from. But then I picked on, and I'm focusing a bit better, but I'm still learning. You know, these guys have been doing it since they were 50. Wow, that didn't come out right. They've been doing it for 50 years. There we go. What color do you need? Yeah. Come on. No, go down. Try and do a pretend primp because I never had time at shows.
So yeah, that was a fun time.
Absolutely. And it's something that was far more popular in the 19th and early 20th century.
Absolutely. And throughout history, honestly, people used to eat a lot more pigeon.
It was far more popular than chicken.
Yeah.
Partly because of the greater nutrition, partly because you could raise them quicker, partly because it was easier. The parents did most of the work.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's another thing this book has, is that it has a bunch of recipes in it for how to cook pigeon.
Yes.
Which is it's a very tasty meat. So, thank you for watching today. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a nice thumbs up. And remember to tell your friends about my books. Happy reading!